in face of the new demands of the global market of agro.
Julio, gracias por la invitación a Cuiabá y contar un poco de qué es Chile versus o combinado con Brasil. Y después poder explicarles un poco qué está haciendo Chile
about Chile
What?
is what Chile is being done about the food chain. Chile is a country which is very small, and I'm very surprised about the amount of things that Brazil has been doing about food security. Chile has an open economy on 34 tradings, 74 different economies, and imply in 78% of our GDP, the GDP. Because of this, in relation to Brazil, which is our partner, it's the fifth partner. We estimate that the sovereignty about food security, we must look at it from the insecurity, the conflicts that started last year, as well as the COVID, tend to extend to the human beings, but despite being present, it means that we will have a high price of food in transportation and etc. If you see that, you can also see that inflation has been growing, and it's around 30%, which is very high. When we talk about insecurity, food insecurity, 30% of the population live with food insecurity, and this makes us really worried and concerned because we are fighting so much. So Friday will be fundamental to us because it's the commitment, not only of one sector. And I've talked to the European Union, and I invite you so that we can beat the agricultural ministers with a productive sector, also the food sector. Later you'll be able to see that 29% is female, and the other 27% is about female men. When we talk about insecurity, food insecurity. So in terms of food insecurity, according to the information we have, Chile is under the average, which worries us because we only have 18% of the population under food insecurity. 34.1% of children are obese. This is also concerning to food insecurity because it concerns us in terms of the productive sector. We need nutritious food, healthy and very well produced. They must be healthy. It's impressive to have this number, 34% in children. I want to talk very quickly about it. We are running out of time. In the beginning of August, Chile is not part of the G20. It's not there, but Brazil is, and invited us to participate with it. So, our president called us to this convention, and if Chile was confirmed in this alliance against starvation and poverty. So Chile will be there. We have to be concerned with this challenge. And we are going to do that. We have the right to have good quality food. The development of food makes us that in 2030 there is no poverty or starvation in the world. We hope we can follow this. Where is Chile? As I said, is an open economy. We have no great difficulties with food export. We are one of the biggest producers of apples, peaches, kiwis. You from Cuiabá, you know that. You eat our kiwi. It's from Chile. You consume the wine, and it's from Chile as well. We are doing very well, but it's important to focus inside the country. Our president is working in a sovereignty strategy of food security. What does it mean? It means having stability. How to face these challenges? In this slide, I'm going to summarize because of the time. What we search is with the food security is that our land are productive and we be considered like a cultural heritage, that place of trading of ancestrals. In this government had made 8 ministries from Chile started to work. And how to generate security without pressuring the security that insists in prevailing. So in June 2022, in these agricultural policies, started doing our work up with small producers in the value chain, in the food chain, that is included in all sectors, because sometimes we forget that there is a familiar agriculture that is small but produces and have the opportunity to export as well. I still have 1 minute. I'm really sorry.
Nós trabalhamos, we work with the private sector. It's big. Here you can have an idea of our GDP. It was an active part of our proposal. Our cooperatives of the Producers Fund, our universities and our institutions, our ministries, basically agriculture is the leader, but the health ministry is also together. Well, all the producing ministries that look after all this logistics. Well, I will have to pass this quickly. And what I'd like to comment is that when we talk about national strategy of sovereignty for the food security, we talk about productive heritage, about nature heritage, what deals in the aspect, in the human aspect and social cultural aspect, which is related to our original indigenous people and ancestral ways of production and being healthy in a way of producing healthy foods to reduce obesity in children. They are all subjects that have been of great importance to us. We share our border, and we want to talk about the care that we have to have in our crops. And this, in Chile, we implemented more than 25 measures which are institutional. For example, the mechanism of water resources. We also incorporated family farmers, small producers, trying to help small producers to export. The percentage that the Brazil has is only 5%, and the 5% that Chile buys from Brazil, we buy solely from small producers. And Brazil has 30%, and we are trying to reach 15%. the law has been approved to increase this purchase for school feeding. I'd like to thank you all and say that Friday will be a very important day for us, for the people who believe in agriculture, for people who believe in healthy feeding, for people who believe mainly that food is a human right that we have to preserve and fight for. It is our future, and our objective is to feed the world. And we need to find solutions and answers for all these questions. And in this matter, I thank Julio, because this is an introduction of what we'll talk about with the ministers of agriculture, so that their plans are with complete adhesion and that their goal to work as a G20 as a whole. Thank you very much.